Have you ever heard the story of the 13-year-old girl who was dying slowly and she was still smiling? Well, this is a heartbreaking true story of a girl called Omayra Sanchez, a girl whose courage moved the world and her photo became one of the most powerful images in history. So on the 13th of November 1985, in a small town called Omayra in Colombia, people were just getting ready for bed, but no one knew that beneath the nearby volcano, something deadly was waking up. For several days, scientists have been warning the government that the volcano was about to erupt, but the warnings were ignored, and that night the mountain exploded. A wave of fire, ash, and melted ice came crashing down from the mountain. When the hot lava met with the ice at the peak of the mountain, it created a massive river of mud called lahars. And this lava raced down the slope at a terrifying speed faster than any car, swallowing everything in their path. The entire town vanished in seconds. Cars, houses, trees, people, everything was gone. And in the middle of this nightmare was a young girl called Omayra Sanchez. Omayra lived with her family, her brother, her mother, and her father. But when the mudslide hit their house, the building came crashing down immediately. Her mother managed to escape, but Omayra and her father were trapped. So when rescuers finally got to her, they found her waist deep in the muddy waters. She was stuck under the remains of her house, bricks, wood, and a door pinning her legs down. But despite all of this, she still remained calm. And as they tried to pull her free, they realized something terrifying. Her legs were trapped under a concrete wall, and her father's body was also beneath the same wall. So to get her out, they would have to cut off her leg. But in the muddy chaos, they didn't have the tools, the equipment, or even a safe place to do surgery. So any attempt to cut her free would kill her immediately. So the rescuers did the only thing they could. They stayed with her, they talked to her, they comforted her, and they hoped for a miracle. Time was going, hours passed, hours was turning into day, a day turned into 2 days. Omayra was trapped for more than 60 hours, that's nearly 3 days in the cold water and mud. The rescue team gave her food, water, and kept her company. She sang songs, she prayed, she even smiled for the camera that came to capture what was happening. And then one reporter called Frank Funny and took a photo of her, and that photo shocked the entire world. In that photo, her eyes are wide and tired, her skin was pale, her lips were dark from the cold, and that photo became a symbol, not just of her strength, but of the failure of those who could have saved her. Because honestly, the truth is, the tragedy could have been prevented if the warnings were not ignored. And because of that, 25,000 people died that night. And then by the third day, Omayra was exhausted. She began drifting in and out of consciousness. Her hands started trembling, but she was still whispering prayers. Then on the 16th of November 1985, after nearly 60 hours of unimaginable pain, suffering, and courage, Omayra finally closed her eyes and passed away. Her death broke the heart of everyone who watched her story, and her photo won the World Press Photo of the Year in 1986. Omayra became the symbol of strength and innocence and the human spirit in the face of tragedy.